The other pollution in our history is this word Dravidian and Aryan. The word Dravidian was first known to be used by Adi Shankara when he started what is typically Indian, no conquest by war, but by Shastrat, which means debate. So the Buddhists had taken over, and Adi Shankara made it a mission to revive and bring back Hinduism. So he challenged scholars of Buddhism to debate and said, if I win, you convert to my religion. If I lose, I become a Buddhist. And like this, he reached the most prominent Buddhist scholar who was living in Bihar called Mandana Mishra. And he began the debate with him. And there are two of the most foremost scholars. One was a Buddhist scholar, and the other is Uttara Mimamsa school, but Buddhist scholar, and the other was the most foremost scholar of that time in Hinduism. And the debate, who would umpire, came. And finally, Adi Shankara suggested, your wife is the best. She's a scholar, and she doesn't need to fear you. Those days, men used to fear their wives, not the other way around now. And she would be the best umpire. So the first question she asked is to Adi Shankara, who are you? And he said, I'm Dravida Shishu. So they said, Shishu we understand. She said, Shishu I understand, means child. But what is this word Dravida? So he said it's a sandhi of two words, tra and vid. Tra means three, vid means coast. So where the three coasts meet is Dravida. I mean, Travid became Dravida. So it's a regional term. South India is Dravida. Unfortunately, the British pounced on that and made it into a racial thing. The word Aryan doesn't exist in Sanskrit literature. The word Arya does. Arya means a civilized person, good person, accomplished person, a gentleman or a lady, that sort of thing. And it was never part of the community. So the British have created a history where they said the whole of India was full of Dravidians. Then the Aryans came from Europe through Khyber Pass and beat the hell out of the Dravidians and drove them south. And then they provoked the South Indians to rebel against the North under the term that the country is really yours. And Karnataka didn't accept it, and Kerala didn't accept it, and Andhra didn't accept it. But Tamil Nadu became a victim of that. And so the Dravidian movement was started. And the Dravidian movement, it's just, without any reference to any text, they created division. In fact, they used to celebrate Ravan Leela as opposed to Ram Leela, because Ram was Aryan, because he was Northerner. And now, of course, they've stopped. And I think I made a contribution because I argued with Karunanidhi. And he kept saying, no, he's our Dravidian king. And Rama came and killed him. But truth is that Ravan also is a Northerner. He was born near
Noida.
In Noida, in Basrak village. He went to Mansarovar, and Lord Shiva gave him this boon. Then he said, which is the most developed part of India? There were only two parts at that time, Ayodhya and Sri Lanka. And Ayodhya was defeated. So there was a war between Dashrath and Raman. And he was defeated. And then Ravan went and conquered Sri Lanka. His relative, Guber, who we identify with plenty. He was ruling and he took over. And so this division is now being exploded by the DNA studies, which are taking place. Now there's hectic efforts going on trying to reinterpret that, but it's all a failure. But the Journal of Genetics of the University of Cambridge, and this all you can get from Google, then the Journal of Genetics of University of Mysore, University of Houston. All three have published research to show that the DNA of all Indians is the same. And DNA has got nothing to do with these physical attributes like color and so on. For example, skin color is got to do with pigmentation. Michael Jackson was a black African American, but he went to a surgeon and said, "Take out my pigmentation," and he became totally white. He looked like his skin was like that of a European. So the skin color has got to do with how close you are to the sun. Further down to the equator, the more direct are the rays of the sun. So as far as the community is concerned, there's only one community. And that's because of DNA. And that DNA cuts across everything. For example, Brahmins and scheduled caste DNA is the same. Muslim and Hindu DNA is the same. So North Indians, South Indians, West Indians, East Indians, all the DNA is the same. In fact, I once challenged in a TV debate OIC to come with me to a microbiological laboratory in Hyderabad, which is very famous. And OIC is from Hyderabad. I said, come and I'll show it to you that your DNA and my DNA is the same. And the reason why I'm saying this is,
he does like you, by the way.
Yeah. I also think well of him because when he goes abroad, he defends India.
Yes.
But I did say to him that you are a patriot but not a nationalist. So he asked me, what's the difference? So a patriot will fight for the country, and I know you would. But a nationalist is one who accepts that his ancestors are from this country. And that you have not accepted. That means ancestors are Hindus. And that he has not yet accepted. I will make him,